More than 3 months after the country witnessed anti-government protests, some of those who sustained gunshot wounds are yet to recover. Gladys Kerubo, a single mother of 7 who was hit by a stray bullet in Kisii town, is disabled. She can only use one hand to do house chores and support her family. Kerubo wants the government to compensate her for the injuries she sustained to be able to fend for her school-going children. Meanwhile, activists in Nairobi have announced a 1-week program in remembrance of those who were killed during the protests.
We find Gladys Kerubo at a one-roomed house in Kisii town, busy preparing lunch for her 7 children who are in school. But when you watch her keenly, you realize she is only using her left hand to cook and do her chores. It is a new norm that she has had to adopt to for a month now, after she was discharged from hospital where she spent more than a month. Kerubo sustained gunshot wounds during the anti-government protest in Kisii town in July.
Wakaanza kurusa matiagas, tukaona hiyo chamu ni nyingi. Tukarudi kwa nyumba, 30 floor, tukakaa huko. Yenye tunakaa huko, wakaanza kurusa masasi. Masasi ikaingia hapa kwa nyumba. Ikanipiga mkono wa kushoto, ikaingia kwa matiti ndani, ikatolewa mkono wa kulia.
It is at this moment that her life took a turn for the worse. From running her business to sustaining life-threatening injuries, Kerubo was rushed to hospital where she stayed for more than a month. Sadly, despite being discharged, she is unable to use her right hand, through which the bullet exited.
Sasa ninaumia, sitafanya kazi yoyote. Kupika ni ngumu, kufua manguo ni ngumu. Ninaendelea kuteseka na watoto wangu. Chakula kwa nyumba ni sita, hakuna chakula, watoto wanalia tu. Na mimi sitaweza kwenda kufanya kibarua niwasaidie.
Wakati tunaangalia hii serikali, watu wale waliumia wakati wa maandamano ni kama wamesaulika, hakuna usaidizi wanapata hata kidogo.
Kerubo says as a result of what happened to her, her husband abandoned the family and now she relies on well-wishers. Her appeal to the government is to compensate the victims of the protests. Meanwhile, in Nairobi County, activists have announced a 7-day timetable to honor the 61 people who died during the protests. Some of the planned activities include holding a vigil at City Mortuary, visiting the office of the president, visiting Milimani law courts, and planting 61 trees in honor of those who died.
On Tuesday, we will revisit the matter. A list was submitted to the office of the president in terms of the 61 who were killed by the police. Police brutality continues to remain an issue, abductions and arrests. We need answers, and we will continue to remind this government that we have not forgotten.
These 7 days of mourning are specifically meant to remember these shujas and to let their families know that we shall fight for justice until the killer cops responsible are brought to book.
The activists say they will hold a major celebration on Mashujaa Day to celebrate all those who were killed as heroes, even as they continue to push for justice.
Down with the arbitrary arrest, down! Down!
Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV, Nairobi.